Let's dive deep into some leadership lessons from an unlikely source, a US submarine, because I'm summarizing today Turn This Ship Around, written by a former Navy captain, David Marquette. Firstly, let's take a step back. If you worked in a nuclear submarine and every decision you took had to first be okayed by your senior, it would be annoying, right? Well, that's what was occurring. The thing was inefficient, morale was low, and really the USS Santa Fe was underperforming. So a radical overhaul was needed. Firstly, when the captain took over, he took everybody aside and said, "What do you like about your job? And more crucially, what do you dislike about your role?" And he found that mid-level managers were then empowered by this because he could understand pain points. And there was a fear of getting things wrong. People actually wanted independence, purpose, and accountability. So by challenging this, there was a culture shift. So instead of having a leader-leader, they went to leader-leader conversations instead of leader-follower. Because before, if you were low down in the ranking of the nuclear submarine, you could only speak to the person immediately higher, and etc., etc. But he said, no, we can open up communication. So if you've got something that you think is important, it can go directly to the highest ranking officers. This shifted things so that there wasn't this fear of getting things wrong. It was actually striving for excellence. And it also meant that if a poor idea came along, it could be potentially cut off early instead of somebody working on something for many hours in the hope that it'll then be good, to find that actually it wasn't needed. So communication was radically changed. And the other thing that they found was that there was about how you'd phrase something. Instead of saying, "Can I do this?" you'd say, "I intend to do this. So I intend to turn the submarine." So crew, by stating their intentions before acting, it wasn't just a kind of culture change. People could then still say, "No, please don't do that," but it would engage a dialogue. And it also brought in collective decision making. Instead of having a top-down approach, it meant that decisions were well considered. And okay, it does pose a challenge at times in urgent situations, but what's the key takeaway? Well, your organization should strive to plan ahead and avoid reactive decision makings. There was also a change to the passive briefing process. So instead there were certifications introduced in which bosses would actively ask for updates, encouraging an open dialogue. And let's not forget, people got promotions. These were strategically planned, helping team members succeed in their current roles and also providing them with additional opportunities in the future. What do you think? Is your workplace like a well-performing submarine, or should it just be sunk and a radical culture shift is needed? Feel free to comment below, but I'd love it if you subscribed and watched some more of my book summaries.